Hey guys, Chaz Pivot here from Baseball Rebellion. I'm going to do a case study on Yasiel Puig, Dodgers Phenom, who has started his Major League Baseball career with an absolute bang from his amazing throw from the outfield to his 2 home run game in his second or third game. Just totally phenomenal. So let's see if he's a hitting rebel or not, whether he knows it. Let's check and see if he's got a double inside load. So best way you're going to be able to see that's over here, but you're going to be able to see a little bit over here as well. So when he starts his load, okay, the pitcher is long, releases ball, but you can clearly see he just lifts and shifts, okay? So when I say lift and shift, he doesn't have much of a sway back at all. If I draw a line on his outside of his back knee to the inside of his back foot, it's very clear that he stays in the whole time. And really, if you really look carefully, okay, right here, you can clearly see in the front view his back leg straighten out to allow his body to move forward. I mean, just super high level move right there. Momentum generating, setting the back leg angle, and preventing any type of pushing from the back leg. I mean, that is just an absolutely huge thing that he does there. And I think it's really cool, you know, if we get these videos synced up. It's definitely a really cool opportunity for everybody to see what a real high level swing Puig has at such a young age, and it's just impressive to know that I really think he's actually got a lot of things he can get better at as he ages. But double inside load and setting the back leg angle is not one of them. He does a great job with that. Now, I talk a lot about getting to a bent front side on your front knee, and you're going to be able to see that pretty clearly in just a second. But people need to understand that in fastball timing, you're not going to have as much flex as if you're getting fooled. Okay, so Puig isn't fooled here in any way. There's no hesitation. I mean, foot's down, he's ready to roll. But if you look at the position he gets to, it's a clear example of what we like to call back leg angle drill. So his back leg is ridden out. Remember, he started back like this, and then we showed you the straightening in the front view, so you can really see him riding his back leg. Front foot gets down there, all right, and his hips are open. I draw that with a slightly upward line. Knee is behind the ankle. His foot is nice and open. Okay? Now, one thing Puig does that I'm not a huge fan of is he kind of steps in towards home plate this way as opposed to keeping his heels really aligned. But that's a little bit exaggerated in the front view because of the angle of the telecast. So not the worst thing in the world, but he could definitely get better at it. Front foot gets open pretty well, and then you're going to see the back foot come off the ground right here. Okay, so back foot's off the ground. You can clearly see it on the side view. Okay, bottoms his barrel out, comes up through, and you can see it just after contact. He's in a really nice lean drill position. Frankly, I think as he gets a little bit older, because he's only 20, he'll get a little bit more movement out of that back leg and really get to this green guy position that I'm drawing here. It's just beautiful. And he's close to that now. I mean, that's why he got $42 million. So Puig's an excellent example of, you know, a young guy who's still figuring out the game a little bit, who's only going to get better. He's only going to get bigger, kind of like Mike Trout has put on 20 or 30 pounds since his pro career's begun, and there's no reason Puig won't do the same. He's only going to get more athletic. The one thing in Puig's finish that I'm not a huge fan of is he collapses his front knee quite a bit. But I do like that if he didn't do that, he'd keep a little bit more lean, like the green guy that I just drew, finish a little bit lower, stay through the ball a little bit better, in my opinion. But again, there's a lot more things we're going to talk about here. So getting to the front side, like the purple picture of the back leg angle drill, allows a lot of really cool things. One, it allows him to really adjust. If this had been a curveball, his body could have just sat forward into his front leg. He could have bent his front leg just a little bit more, so his body would have continued to ride just a little bit, and he would have gotten more to this angle that I just drew, and his chest would have come forward a little more here. And then from this position, it's very easy for him to violently straighten his front leg and just get a little bit more drive back before he gets into the position he finishes in now. So he's able to adjust to a curveball because of how he moved forward, how he got the weight off his back foot and got that good move clearly off the ground here and moving forward. And when you really zero in on the back leg, okay, a lot of people are going to look at the finish of it, especially if you look at the front view, and think, okay, well, right here, oh, he's pushing back. No, that's just kind of how he retains his balance. Again, he didn't move his back foot as much as he could have, but, you know, who's to say he really needed to do any more? I mean, he hit this ball 440 feet. I mean, he absolutely destroyed it. And, you know, these guys don't have to optimize their power like a young kid must in order to get everything. I mean, this guy's strong enough to do a lot wrong and still smash the ball. And, you know, like I said before, he's doing a great job of getting to his front side. He's doing a great job of getting front leg pushed back. His back leg is off the ground, so we know his back foot didn't push and his back leg didn't push. You know, we know that he's getting a pull-driven turn from his abs, but he's also getting the benefit of his front side driving backward, as we know that's such a huge asset to a hitter, as the front side driving back with this front knee straightening drives the front hip away from the camera and back instead of just the abs pulling the back leg through, which a lot of people do. But Puig, because of this front leg straightening so hard, like we can clearly see right here, gets a lot of extra turn. And even though, like in the Batista breakdown I've done, there's guys who go a little bit further and whose feet don't slide back, there are plenty of examples of guys whose foot does slide back and they get a little back knee extension, like Ryan Braun or Miguel Cabrera do that as well. Pujols will do that occasionally. So even though they don't have the natural width that we like at Baseball Rebellion quite as well as maybe some other guys do, it's still a successful way to hit, a very sudden way to accelerate the bat, sudden meaning instant and athletic. So Puig has no shortage of athleticism. A lot of people compare him to Bo Jackson and Cespedes from the A's, but I really like the Bo Jackson comparison. He's so young, he's so athletic, he's so explosive, and he's only going to get better. So an excellent turn-driven swing. Last thing I'll say is he clearly in the front view, this is the best way to see it, he gets the bat in the way of the catcher's mitt right there. I mean, that ball has no way to go anywhere but up and out, and that ball's in a bad position, okay? So a lot of people really don't understand. They'll see this and they'll be like, oh yeah, he's swinging down at it. But if you've got to combine the two frames, and you can clearly see that he's not swinging down in this one, his barrel's somewhere back here. We know that because we can see it get in the way of the catcher's mitt. So we know his barrel's up behind the ball and coming up through it. So Puig is a guy who definitely uses the characteristics we see at Baseball Rebellion, and we're happy to have him.